Welcome to the Primetime 585 podcast. In studio, we have our producers, Julio and Sean, shout them out. Also got my real son, Anthony, and my bonus son, Jake, and my brother-in-law in studio live with us today. So, I'm Karen Iglesia. I'm the better half. And then we have...
Gerard Iglesia. It's time for me to go back to the hospital and get a vacation.
Gerard, we had a week this week. Let's start off with some girls soccer action that went down in Section 5, the anticipated game between Aquinas and Byron Burgeon. You're talking about some talent. Talk about it.
Yeah, this happened last Thursday. It was a great game. I mean, I should say it was a great game by Aquinas.
Yeah.
Because they scored right off the cuff, like 30 seconds in.
Jules Shannon, first of all, she had the hat trick. Right off the cuff. You were still in the car when she scored. I was walking down when she scored. But Ava, Barba, and Falone, it's a talented set of girls on this team. Bella Murator also scored, but Aquinas was up 4-0 at the half. And that was it. They were going against a talented Byron Burgeon with Amia Gray, who is going to where?
She is going to Florida. Yeah, that's where Abby Wambach, Rochester's own Abby Wambach, went to.
So, but Falone is, it's not like she's just like no scrub or nothing. I mean, she's going to Dartmouth. Yeah. So she's bright and she could play, right? She's bright and she could play. But they end up winning that game 6-1. Mia scored the lone goal. But Byron Burgeon, a couple things about Byron Burgeon. Do you know that they lost to Kendall again this week? But that was their first league loss since 23. Man. That's how dominant they are in their league. But the moment you saw her, you're like, she could play.
Yeah, she's different. She just looks different. She moves different. And she leads Section 5, right, in career goals?
In career goals, yeah.
With 162 career goals.
So she was the Gatorade Player of the Year, so let's give her due, right? But we just got to shout out, Aquinas is still undefeated at 7-0. They just won a couple days ago. They did just beat East Rochester 7-0 this past week, and Bella Murator had 3 assists on that night, and Sienna Falone, Miss Dartmouth herself, guess what? Hat trick for her. Trick for her. And Briar Hines, I got to shout her out. Briar Hines in goal, that's another shout out for her. She's also on the Primetime 585 Youth Council.
Yeah, and I just want to say that whole Aquinas team, they're stacked. Their defense is excellent. They did a great job on Maya Gray. Yeah. And also, I mean, they were kicking they got goals from 30 yards out. 30, 40 yards out. They was just launching them with great accuracy. They're good. They're really, and they move, they pass well, great spacing, well coached. Yeah.
They're excellent. So let's go into now some boys soccer. So we went and we got on 104. We traveled down to Wayne. Wayne versus Minders went down. Okay. Now, let's first say this. Going in, we wanted to see Elijah Doel, right? Because there's a lot of talk about this young man. So we're like, I got to see it for myself. Is he really this good?
He's that good.
Yeah. Listen here. So go on the Primetime 585, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, wherever you guys got to go, and check out that goal from 50 that we put up, because that goal, the referee, the official turned to us, and what did he say?
He said, I've never seen that before. Ever.
And you probably will never see this in high school again.
And as a referee, I'm sure he's probably played soccer or he's been around soccer his whole life. So he's seen thousands of games. He's never seen it. And what happened was Wayne had just tied the score at 1 with probably 10 minutes left or so. And they were real happy and celebrated. And on the kickoff at midfield, the kicker just tapped it over, and he ran up and blasted it from the center line and scored.
Well, he had all 3 goals. It was 3-1 against Wayne. He had all 3 goals. When they played Avon earlier this week, it was 2-0. He had both goals. I mean,
another game, they won 6-0. He had all 6 goals. They won 4-0. He had all 4 goals. So every game, you got to just say, okay, we're going to be down 3-0, because he's averaging a hat trick Three goals every game.
Every game. So he's currently at 25 goals in 8 games at this moment, leading Section 5. When I tell you, he is the truth. But I got to shout out the goalie.
Yeah.
Trace Parrish. He's the backup goalie, Gerard. He is the backup goalie. The other goalie got hurt. Yeah. He's the backup goalie, and he's doing a really good job.
Yeah, he made some tremendous saves yesterday to keep them in the game.
So I just wanted to shout out them. But let's go right into some girls volleyball, some RCAC action, World of Inquiry versus Yo Stomping Grounds. The Soda Silverhawks with them, the Soda Silverhawks. They played, now both these teams are 2 of the better teams in Section 5. And as far as RCAC, and it was going back and forth. But Soda's just good. They're good. Yeah. They're good. First set, it was 25-16. Second set, World of Inquiry pushed them, though, and it was 26-24. And the third set was 25-23. When you see a game going 25-23, 26-24, a lot of good volleying that was going on.
That could have went either way.
Either way.
And it seemed like World of Inquiry just got better and better, as the match progressed.
Soda's still currently undefeated. That's Gerard actually retired from School of the Arts. They're 8-0 on the season.
No, School of the Arts retired me.
Oh, they retired you?
Especially my basketball team.
They retired him, okay? But let's shout out Chessa Cooper. She had 19 kills, 14 digs, and 3 aces that particular game. And Elizabeth Sofa had 16 digs. Jasmine Jones had 11 kills, 7 service points. Hope Reddington, 9 service points, 11 digs. And Luna with 24 assists and 5 aces. I wanted to give all their names because that's a really good team.
Yeah, they play good. Yeah. It's good to see the city teams, looking good. Yep. I mean, they've really gotten a lot better over the past few years.
I agree. So let's go right into Arondequoit versus Thomas. Now, we went to check out this particular game, right? So Arondequoit, so let me first say this. Arondequoit is a talented squad of girls. Right?
Always.
Okay, so I was just about to say, when you say always, let me give you the stats, the data, the facts on their coach, Coach Clary, okay? So he had 3 times AGR Coach of the Year, right? 10 times Monroe County Division Coach of the Year, okay? 3 finals appearances and won all 3, right? 2019, they played to the New York State Championship, and in 22 and 23. So I just want to talk about the coach because he's been there for 3 decades. You got to give him their flowers. Yeah. You got to give him their flowers. So I want to shout that out. But talk about this game. Thomas starts. They start late. Talk about that.
Yeah, like the first game, they were down 10-1.
Yeah.
Both
games they were down 10-1.
Yeah.
But then they came back.
Yeah.
They came back.
They're actually very good. It's just that Arondequoit is elite.
Yeah. Well, talk about Aaliyah Nolan. So that's your girl.
Yeah, I
right?
really like her. Yeah.
So she was outside hitter. Then they moved her to libero, right? When they moved her to libero, but she is like a Swiss Army knife. Yeah. She could really go anywhere on that. Talk about her serving, because, ooh, child.
Yeah, in the first set, she had... she had like 8 service points, 8 or 9. That's why they went up 10-1. I mean, she was just really, really good. But she could do it all. I mean, she can serve. She's one of the best liberos in Section 5.
Yep.
She's a great setter. Everything she does is excellent.
She could be on anywhere on the court.
And at, 5'1" or so? Yeah. She's actually a good hitter.
So at this point, let's just shout out, not only coach, but shout out to the Arondequoit girls. They are currently undefeated on the season. They are doing their things. But I want to give a couple names. Gia Meeks had 14 kills this game and 9 digs. That's the one you read. When she was in the front, it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
She was always getting that. And Sophia Duroin had 10 kills, and Sadie Lager had 12 assists, 6 digs. I like this team so much. I love the team ball they play. Very communicative. They're very supportive of each other. That's a really good team.
Very skilled, yeah.
Very, very skilled. So we're going to now let's go into it. We got to go into some football, Gerard. It is football time. Let's talk about the first game. Football, Arondequoit versus Canandaigua. So let me first say this. Canandaigua is not a football team. Canandaigua is a football program. There's a difference.
Yeah, I mean, they've been good for decades, not years, decades, you know, and, you know, they just got a great program out there. Year after year.
So talk about this game and what you saw. Okay, so they traveled out. It's homecoming weekend. So first of all, Irondequoit was lit. They was litty. Okay, them student sections was lit. The place is packed. It's a great environment.
Yeah, they got one of the best fan sections in Section 5.
They were. It was packed, right? So talk about how the game started out. Both teams, first of all, came in 2-0. Right, both teams came in 2-0. Irondequoit did get the win, 30-15. But let's run down this game real quick.
Yeah, I mean,
Canandaigua got on the board first.
Yeah, they got on the board first. Jack Clark to Caden
Gilacey?
Yeah, and 25-yard touchdown.
Yeah,
and Irondequoit responded. They got down to the 1-yard line, but fumbled.
Yeah,
but they got it back.
George Mears recovered that.
Yeah, George Mears recovered it. And then they got it back on a fumble. And the big guy, Anthony Major, scooped it up and ran 55 yards in for a touchdown. And they got a 2-point conversion, so now they're up 8-7.
Okay, so now they're up 8-7. I like the big guy. When I interviewed him, guess what he said? This is my third time in the history touching the ball in 4 years. Big guy.
Yeah, he played a great game.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, and then Canandaigua, they went up 15 to 8, and going into the fourth quarter, with 10 minutes left, they was Irondequoit was still down. 15 to 8.
But when you have a Cooper Moore on your team, talented athlete, plays all 3 seasons, right? When you have a Cooper Moore who's so talented at every sport that he plays, he's going to give you a problem.
Yeah, yeah. He scored on a 7-yard sweep, to put them ahead, and then he ran for 29 yards for another touchdown.
But I got to talk about Josh Barr.
Yeah.
Josh Barr iced the game with a spectacular 62-yard run for a touchdown.
Yeah.
He is such a talent.
Yeah.
He's so impressive.
Yeah, he barely touched the ball, but he made it. Yeah. Always positive yardage. Big positive yardage.
We don't want him to touch the ball. That's what the other team is saying. Because on 8 carries, he had 18 yards on 8 carries.
Yeah.
Do that math. And also with a touchdown. But Cooper Moore, 17 carries, 113 yards, 2 touchdowns, and one of the top lacrosse players also in Section 5. Sam Thor had 15 tackles, 1 forced fumble. When you see him defensively, he's going to be a problem, right? London Bryan with 8 tackles, Christian Freeman 10 tackles, and Owen Smallline had 7 tackles, and Miles Kedley. So let's talk about their defense, because you see all these tackles. Miles Kedley also had 9 tackles, right?
And they just spread it out. 9, 10, 15, 7. Yeah.
They're a worker. They're a worker team. So I like that. So let's talk about this Spencerport Brighton game now. First of all, let me shout out to my Brighton family.
Yeah.
I love my Brighton community, y'all. That's like one of my favorite communities to go to. I want to shout them out. The student section is lit. Everybody is lit. They are just, listen, the environment on the sidelines, like I love their sideline. Love going there. And it was homecoming.
Yeah.
Yes. Talk about this game, Gerard.
Again, like you said, it was homecoming. Both teams were 2-0.
Yep.
Okay. But it was Brighton came up on top, 28-13. They're the defending Section 5 champions.
They're deep.
Yeah.
They're deep. They're a deep team.
Yeah. He's that's a program out there.
Yeah.
The last few years,
Coach
they've
Leon
been
has done
outstanding.
an outstanding job. But let's talk about Patrick Rohr. He had 2 touchdowns on the day going in, right? He had 2 touchdowns. One on the 80-yard kickoff return after Spencerport had just tied the game at 7. It's like Spencerport tied the game at 7, and here come Patrick roaring back, right? Yeah. And then just broke their hearts.
Yeah.
Just broke their hearts, right? And but he played a spectacular game. And Zach Rosignol.
Well, not Zach. Patrick, he also added a 10-yard touchdown reception.
Yep, he had 2 touchdowns. Zach Rosignol also added a touchdown from 10 and 3 yards. Justin Medina had a 55-yard run to highlight a 99-yard touchdown drive. What?
Yeah, they were deep in their own end, and he made that big run.
But let's talk about Amari Snowden real quick. I got to give him some love. He's coming off of ACL surgery, and he's going to be a factor on both sides of the ball, right? Come sectional. So he's still trying to get his bearings. So yeah, I want to make sure that we shout out Amari because he's a stud.
Yeah, he was great last year, and by the time sectionals comes, he's going to have an impact on that team.
Perfect. Okay, so let's get some stats right real quick. Justin Medino's 9 carries for 81 yards. Jack Rosignol, 14 carries, 55 yards, 2 touchdowns. Clarence Bell receiving 2 receptions for 27 yards. And of course, we talked about Roar already, 3 receptions, 29 yards, and a touchdown. And let's shout out some defensive stat. Matthew Heininger. When you hear that name on defense, you better run, baby, run. He like his brother, a UB, okay? 5 tackles, 1 for a loss, and that's a light day for him. Yeah. That's a light day. Amari Snowden, 5 tackles. Justin Medina, 4 tackles. But this was a game. All right, so let's go into the next game. Athena Arcadia.
Before we go into that, I just want to shout out for Spencer Port, Amari Marionetti Smith. He's a beast. Okay, he had 2 touchdowns as well.
Okay, all right. So our next one, let's go into this Athena versus Arcadia game. Shout out to our youth council. My guy Jack Scottney covered this game for us. So first of all, when Athena and Arcadia play, I don't care if it's ping pong, Uno, Connect 4,
darts.
Guess what? It's going down. They're crosstown rivals, and it's going down. A lot of chippy, a lot of chirpy, right? So, but it went down. However, Athena just too powerful for Arcadia. They finished off 63-15, right? Let's shout out Drake Sapp scored a 98-yard kickoff return, and that just told you at the beginning of the game, he had a 98-yard kickoff return, and that's how the game went. Final score 63-15, but shout out to Gio.
Athena.
Yep. Gio Griffin with a 78-yard run on 9 carries. And also, let's go into now. Well, go ahead.
Drake Sapp, who had been, that was his second return for the year, and he was having a great year. Unfortunately, he got hurt at halftime running off the field.
Yeah.
And we hope that he recovers quickly.
Absolutely. All right, so now let's go into UPrep versus Rush Henrietta. This game was covered by Rashard, and UPrep Fairport, I'm sorry, that's UPrep Rush Henrietta, I'm sorry, UPrep Fairport, my bad. I'm anticipating. UPrep Fairport, this game was a game of games that went down in Section 5. Woo!
Again, both teams were undefeated, and they're at the top. I mean, it's not. They've played good teams. They've both won against good teams. They're both those two and Rush Henrietta are probably the cream of the crop in AA, AAA.
So UPrep went up. So we know it's two good teams. They're coming in. UPrep went up 7-0 very quickly. Then Fairport responded extremely quickly. At the half, it was actually 14-14 behind Fairport's quarterback scrambling to find the wide receiver. Right?
Yeah, Sam Roselli.
That's your guy.
Yeah, yeah. At the end of the half, he's one of the best quarterbacks. I would say him and Terrell Cunningham.
Yeah, they're up there for sure.
Yeah, that we know of.
That we've seen. Yeah. But early in the third, Fairport went ahead 17-14 on a field goal, right? But then UPrep went ahead 20-17. Fairport once again drove down and tied 20-20. It just told you how this game was going, right? Yeah. It was back and forth between two very well coached teams too. Let's not forget that.
Yeah.
So
UPrep scored to make it 28-20, and then Fairport came back, got the touchdown, but failed on the 2-point conversion, so they trailed.
Yeah, bad punt gave Fairport the ball on the 43. They moved it to the 9-yard line, and Gavin rushed in to block it.
Gavin White.
Gavin being Gavin. He said one of the best 3 sports athletes in Section 5. I'm gonna stand 10 toes down on that. Y'all stay out my inbox.
Well, you stand 10 toes on one of the best. I'm gonna say probably the best.
Yeah, I agree.
Sport athlete. He's a Division I player in all 3 sports.
All 3.
Yeah, basketball and high jump.
High jump, yeah. One of the best, actually, he just decided to get up in December, was going to do a high jump. Yeah. And now he's one of the best in the country.
Training.
One of the best in the country.
Yeah.
Gavin White, and he was 12 for 18, 215 yards passing, 9 rushing, 42-yard touchdown. Bryson Thomas, great addition for them over there.
Yeah.
He's from Eastridge.
From Eastridge, yeah.
7 rushes, 57 yards, and a touchdown. And Kamari Miller, 8 rushes, 30 yards, and also a touchdown. But I just got to say, they are playing. But before I even get off this segment, Gerard, let me first say this. Tonight, it's Liddy.
Yeah.
This show is actually going to air after the football game because the football game starts at 5. This show airs at 7:30.
Yeah.
So the result is already going to be up by the time this show airs. So I'm just letting you know that it's going to be lit tonight. When Rush Henrietta plays UPrep, it's going to be a movie. Get your popcorn ready. It is on and popping between them two teams. But it's a 5 o'clock game.
Two of the most athletic teams in Section 5, along with Monroe.
Oh, absolutely. So let's talk about this Pittsford versus Webster Schrader game. So this one was covered by our bonus son, Jake. So now, first let me say this. Pittsford's a scary team. They scary, and I know Schrader's record is 1-2, but they also scary, right? Pittsford is now 2-1. Okay, but I just want to give a quick thing about them, right? Dalton Hergott rushed for a touchdown. Deshaun Preston caught another for Pittsford. But I gotta talk about Jax Burness. His numbers all the time. He had 10 tackles, but every game is like 8, 9, 10, 11 tackles. So let's give Jax Burness his flowers, right? Max Ciaveri and Justin Hansen, 6 tackles each and also a sack. So
and Ivan Ocasio, he blocked the punt.
He blocked the punt. So that game, Pittsburgh got the win, 17-7 over Schrader. So Gerard, we got to get into your pick. Come on now. We got to get into Gerard's pick, y'all. We got to get into Gerard's pick.
My pick is
he doesn't know. He doesn't know.
Aaliyah Nolan.
It's shocking. You always just cheat. Every week you cheat with your pick. You got to be, listen, well deserved. This girl had 25, 10, 10, and 4. 25 service points.
10 aces.
10 of them were aces.
10 digs. And 4 kills. Every time she went back to serve, you was like, she's going to get a bunch of points.
Yeah, she is nothing, absolutely nothing to play with. Very, very impressive young lady. Congratulations, Aaliyah Nolan of Arondequoit Volleyball. Your Gerard's pick. My pick is coming up. My pick is a little bit different. Emily Montigliano of Greece Athena. She is the goalie. Now, she's got 70 saves this season. 32 of them saves was against the powerhouse Spencerport. What?
Spencerport, who wins sectionals every year.
Has several state titles. No one, first of all, the game was tied. When is the last time you heard somebody tied with Spencerport?
Yeah.
So for the fact that Athena was tied with them, kudos to them, okay? But she had 32 saves. They were peppering her in that goal, okay? But she has 2 shutouts so far this season. But congratulations to Emily Montagliano of Athena Girls Soccer. You are Karen's pick. Gerard, let's go into around Section 5. So y'all already know what we do. What we do is we take pictures around Section 5. Jake takes some pictures. Everybody submit pictures. Let's talk about some stuff coming up, some upcoming stuff. What's going on? Talk about it. Talk about some up things. Let's talk about a couple scores. Thomas beat Victor this past week at football, right? 26-13. Thomas is 2-1. They play Schrader.
Who's 1-2.
Who's 1-2.
But they could easily be 2-1.
Right. Okay. So shout out MJ Wells, 169 yards rushing. Churchill Chili beat Gates Chili. The battle of the Chilis. It's always, 34-7. Eastridge beat HFL, and they're kind of like a little rivalry. So Eastridge is now 2-1 on the season, 32-27. That game was Liddy Alto. Anthony McKinney threw for 281 yards. 281 yards he threw for. Okay, and with 12 seconds, had the winning touchdown to Miles Howman. But I gotta shout out Nate Macon. What do you say that? Macon from HFL, the quarterback. Meacham. Yeah. I could never say his name. He was 15 for 24, passing 216 yards, 2 touchdowns, and rushed for 98 yards in a touchdown.
That's a good game.
In a loss, that's still a good game for that young man. So we just want to shout out. So talk about some upcoming games while we wrap this up, Gerard. Upcoming games tonight.
Tonight is the big one.
Tonight's the big one. A lot of stuff's on the line tonight.
Yeah. UPrep.
Who you got?
Rush Henrietta.
Who you got?
You know I don't pick these things.
The game's gonna be finished by that time. This is aired at 7:30. The game start at 5.
I think it's a tie.
There's no tie in football, man. No spine, y'all. He ain't got no spine. But it's hard to pick.
Yeah, it's really hard to pick.
The line is crazy
I like the way you put me on the spot so the other teams could get pissed off at me.
Yes. They could be upset with you. I'm good over here. But also, let's talk about some games coming up. East Rochester, Gananda plays, I think they play Leroy. I don't know how Leroy is like. And Jake does our research, and Jake be telling us the good games coming up. That's a good game that's coming up this past week, right? This upcoming week. But
Batavia and Eastridge?
Batavia, when they go down, that's going to be a game.
Yeah.
But the game of the day, Monroe East.
Yeah.
10 a.m. game.
On Saturday.
No, they know they're dead wrong for giving them a 10 o'clock game.
Yeah.
These kids are still rolling over 10 o'clock game. They rolling over on a 10 o'clock game, y'all.
On a Saturday.
On a Saturday.
Following a Friday night.
10 o'clock game, East versus Monroe. And let's see because Monroe needs a challenge. Honestly, they do.
Yeah.
I know it sounds really bad to say that, but they need a challenge.
Right.
And East is going to give them a challenge, They do need a challenge, but look for that. That's my game of the day for Saturday.
No.
Go ahead.
Nah, I was going to get myself in trouble and say, now ask me who I think is going to win that one.
Who you think going to win that one?
All right, nothing against East. They're young and they're rebuilding, and they're good, but Monroe is just...
Monroe.
Yeah, they're just...
Monroe.
Really good.
Well, as we get ready to wrap up, shout out to our producers, Julio and Sean. In the studio, we got my son, Anthony Iglesias, that cost me a lot of money and time.
Every day.
My bonus son, Jake, and my brother-in-law, the goat of
Go ahead, Charlie.
The goat of family right here. We got Charlie. Looks just like Gerard. So if you see a taller version of Gerard, a taller version, that's what we got. All right, guys, that is a wrap for the Primetime 585 podcast.
Get the Rochester First streaming app today for everything you love from News 8 on demand, plus exclusive shows you won't see anywhere else. Search ROC and download for free on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV.